I was going to say to Mr. Baloyi, Brian, Brian, Brian.
So
Anyway.
they all apply. So so when you come from a township like Alex, there's people that are gonna call you Da Brian, they call you Brian. So yeah.
Breezy.
So they all.
Okay, Kunjan. Thank you for making the time.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me.
It's nice to be sitting with legends who still make time for us.
Geez, yeah, no, thank you. But I mean, we're not different. We're just human beings, just South Africans. Almost even forgot that I used to play.
Right.
I used to play football. Yeah. The only time I remember is when my 10-year-old, reminds me, and when I look at him trying to play, and he tells me he's gonna be better than me. So.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, it's been good, man. I retired a long time ago, 2011, and life has been good. I mean, life, just like anybody else, life always has challenges.
Yeah.
We face challenges, but the good thing about football and sports is that it teaches you how to deal with challenges, and we deal with them as they come, and that's what fuels me. Is anything that doesn't have challenges is boring.
Of course, because how do you grow?
Yeah.
And when you look at your age and look at yourself, you know what? Thank God I played football, because nothing says Brian Baloyi is 50. I'm sure you're going to go that fitness. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I can say that, and yeah, I've been a bit lazy, I must say, in the last few years, and but yeah, and what has afforded me to be this lazy is the hard work I did all my life until I retired, and but now I'm living on borrowed time in terms of that. So now I've had to restart, and start again, being a little bit fitter, then start walking, start training. More especially with looking at the projects that one is about to embark on. I'm going to be more on the field again, and I'm excited about them because football is my passion.
Yeah.
It's my life.
Speaking of football being your passion and you going back to the field again, I know that you're about to launch an academy, Goalkeepers Academy.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, geez, I'm about to launch a Goalkeeper Academy. It's a baby that I conceived 2012. There's a goalkeeper coach, German goalkeeper coach I had at Chiefs. His name is Reinhard Dinkalaka. We, back then, just after I retired, we had a chat and wanted to do this, but at the time he was committed to Chiefs, and they couldn't allow him to do a side hustle. And on my side as well, I didn't want to do it with anybody else, so I put it on hold. And I've been revisiting it, every 2-3 years, thinking about it. More especially when I look at where we are in South Africa right now in terms of goalkeeping. We about to face big challenges. If not that we are facing big challenges right now. If you look at just goalkeeping in general, you look at in this generation, we talk of Ronwen Williams. After him, or in this generation, there's no goalkeeper that you can talk about in the same breath that you talk about him. South African, including the international goalkeepers that are playing in the league. So what does that tell us? It tells us then that we have a big void in terms of our number one. When he's injured, we have a big problem.
So when is the academy launching?
We're launching end of April, beginning of May.
Okay.
And we have big plans. We talking to a few people, partners. Biggest one, myself being a Hollywood brand ambassador. So we talking to Hollywood Bats to support the project. This year we will impact almost about 3,000 to 2,500 kids. And in the next year we will impact over 5,000 to 6,000 kids per year. Besides the academy, I've got a foundation that's been running for the last few years. Started it before I was still playing before retiring. We're creating a platform for men to come together, and we talk about all of this. We talk about our challenges, including bringing young men into these spaces where we talk and them understanding the life the challenges they're going to be facing when they get into adulthood. But for me, like I said, respect is the most important. I always ask people, what is more important between love and respect? For me, love can never exist without respect. And when you have that, even when you have differences, how you deal with the challenges, how you deal with, how you resolve conflict. When there's respect, then it becomes easier to resolve your conflicts. That's the question I always ask them. What's more important between respect and love and respect? So then I tell them, okay, the first thing you must know, she's always right.
Thank you.
Yeah, so tell them. And as a man, you get to a point where, so when you are in a relationship, when you start competing with your partner, then, because now when you're competing, whenever there's conflict, each and everyone wants to be right.
And speaking of breast cancer, she survived it twice.
Twice.
How did that test and strengthen your marriage?
Yeah, for me, I guess I'd say it was never a test for me.
Okay.
Because for me, it never really mattered till today that how it's impacting on her, on us, whether her looks or for me it's something that I learned and know that this is part of life. I always one way that from as a young man, when I have a friend that would have a bereavement in their family, and I always would sit with them and say, I can never understand the pain you're going through, but here's the question that you need to ask yourself when you're going through challenges, when you start saying, why me? So if not you, then who? So the challenge itself, yes, it has tested our marriage, it has tested but it has strengthened us as a family. The biggest thing, I mean, from the first time including the second time, is always was at the back of my mind understanding what cancer is. You're always thinking, damn, is she gonna die? But then you got past that, understanding that you don't live. So when you start living like that and thinking like that, then you start living on borrowed time. You start living on, you don't live for today. You are thinking. You're thinking about things you don't know when they're going to happen. And this similar to people with HIV. I mean, today I've got friends and people I know that have been living with HIV for over 30 years, whereas back then all we knew and what they were told, you're going to die in 6 months, you're going to die. If there's one person that has given me, or us, both of us, strength, is Lance Armstrong. And I read that book religiously when she got diagnosed, and a friend of mine gave me that as a gift. That's the book that gave me strength and understanding.
Seeing that she went through breast cancer, and also you had to retire as a football player at some point, and most football players or sports players' marriages do not last after their career. What would you say kept your marriage with her even after you had retired? And also, in the same breath, what do you think is the cause of marriages not lasting after the career?
It's a lot of things, but at the core of it, it's finances. Imagine someone retires at now 30, 35. You still have a whole life ahead of you, and unfortunately, most sports people, you find the wife is not working. So now, when you retire, you are like in each other's faces. If she's working, at least when you retire, at least she is still working. She's not there. Then the second one that comes into play is obviously its finances, and so myself, I was lucky in a sense that she was working. She just retired now. She had to stop working because of cancer itself, and that's what will reveal that the person you are with, if they are with you because of what you were, in terms of what you were doing, or they were with you because of who you were. So yeah, those are things that will reveal themselves. You have to say sorry even when you know you are right, and you have to have emotional intelligence to understand that women are emotional in nature, and understand how to deal with that. And yes, when I was younger, I used to think and want to be right. But as we grow, then I started understanding a little bit better. I started learning and understanding. Okay, you don't have to always be right.